everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm not looking so cute today because I feel like poop. So today we are filming a Q&A, or I'm gonna be answering some of your questions, should I say. So yeah, tomorrow I am having a little surgical procedure on my legs, people. So I am pre-filming this Q&A, so I think this will go up in like a week or so from now. But yeah, so I am basically, I've been asked to be off my feet for 2 weeks. I think even my doctor knew that they were kind of asking for a lot. So anyway, I'm filming this today. I can't remember why I was telling you this. Oh, that was one of the questions. That was one of the questions I will answer for you now, is why are you having leg surgery? Well, I had some skin removed for a mole, and now I have to have more skin removed. Everything is totally fine, according to the doctors, that's what they say. Everything is completely fine, but I need to have some more skin taken, which basically, when they give me the measurements and I measure that out on my leg, feels like it's half my bloody leg. It's not, don't worry. But I'm trying not to think about it too much right now because it's tomorrow and it's kind of I'm kind of bricking it. But anyway, I thought I would answer some of your questions today because I haven't done a Q&A in a really long time. Which is your all-time favorite eyeshadow palette? I would say the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. That palette is beautiful. Do you feel fulfilled by your current life? I have a very full and busy life right now, and I am absolutely loving it. But yeah, the answer to that is I do feel very fulfilled by my current life. I am really happy right now, and I'm just gonna keep that short and sweet. Yeah. Are there any times when you ever feel like you regret starting YouTube when it comes to trying to keep your personal life personal? I never regret starting YouTube. I never will, ever, because it changed my life in so many ways, so many amazing ways. So financially, it obviously changed my life, but also in terms of like my confidence and how I feel about myself, it changed me in such a huge way. And I think that's the most important thing that's come out of it, because whatever happens now, all of the sponsorships and everything could stop tomorrow, but my belief in myself and how I feel about myself will still be there, and that's really important to me. And I am so confident and driven and motivated, and a lot of that is purely, I've always been a little bit like that, but doing YouTube gave me more confidence. For that, I will never ever regret doing YouTube. In terms of wanting to keep my personal life personal, for the most part it is. I only really show you guys what I want you to see at the end of the day. So there are lots of things in my life, which I'll probably get on to later in this video, that I don't show you guys and that you guys will never ever see. I don't think anything could ever make me regret doing YouTube, to be honest, because I love it. Best and worst luxury investments you've ever made. I've done a video on this, I will link it in the info box below. But the worst investment, I have a Gucci jumper, which I love, on the hanger, but I never ever wear it. I think I'm kind of waiting for my style to kind of come back around to that jumper, because I know it will at some point, but my style is always like a reflection of where I'm currently at, and right now it just doesn't fit in with what I want to wear, and it's lovely and I will keep it and I love it, but just not right now. But it has been like a couple of years that I haven't worn it for, so yeah, it's not really my most sensible purchase. So I would say that, or my red Aquazura Wild Thing shoes. I only really have worn them a couple of times for work events, so I haven't really got the wear out of them. I would like to, and I like them, but I just don't really wear them very often. I'm really not a heels kind of gal. In terms of best purchase, I would say my all-time, probably my Chanel bag, because I wear that all the freaking time and I love it. I love it so much. But at the moment, if I had to pick a new item that is a best investment, I would say my Gucci trainers, because they're pretty good at being like tough wearing. I can wear them out when it's like raining and stuff like that, whereas my YSL ones, which I freaking love to death, I can't do that. So, and I wear them so much. Like, when I realized I didn't like heels anymore, and that I actually should spend more of my money on the things that I wear every day, which are trainers, light bulb moment. Do you ever get stuck in a creative rut where you have a hard time thinking of content to create? I can't talk today, can you tell? If so, how do you get past it? P.S. I really enjoy your channel. Thank you. Yeah, I get stuck in creative ruts all the damn time. There isn't a single person alive that doesn't. Like, if they tell you they don't, they're lying. But what I do do is when I am feeling creative and inspired, I will drop what I'm doing and I will just plow into content creating ideas. And some people will think of one idea and then they'll literally drop everything and go do it, whereas I think of a ton of ideas and get them all down, because sometimes once you've created one thing you realize you're not actually that into it, whereas if you come up with a whole list of ideas, like the next day you can kind of filter through what is standing the test of time in your brain. And that's how I kind of make content that I want to make, and that's the way I work in general, is I work and plow really hard at things when I am at my most productive and creative, and then if I'm not feeling it, I don't force it, because you can't force creativity. You can, but it's never really going to be your best work and your heart's not going to be in it. And for YouTube, I think that's really important, that your heart is in what you want to be doing. Least favourite and favourite video you've uploaded and why? I'm not going to say which video, but there is a vlog from years ago and there's a big chunk of the day missing. I turn up at an airport and then everything kind of gets like cut off, and what I didn't tell you guys is I was actually going to see someone in hospital that day, and when I watched that vlog back I always remember that, which you guys will have watched that vlog like years ago if you were around and never ever known that, but I know that watching it, and it kind of makes me not like sad, but it's just a very emotional vlog. And sometimes, like now, if there was something like that going on in my life, I just wouldn't vlog that day. I didn't really know that was going to be the case, so but I wouldn't upload it now, I don't think. Yeah, that's kind of probably one of my least favorites. There's actually a couple before that that's along a similar like related vein, and that I always remember like the behind the scenes of that as well. I think those are my least favorite videos. They're from years ago, so I can't even remember what they're called. I think they were from like 2015. My favorite video that I've ever uploaded, I think in terms of videos ever, like actual beauty style videos, I did a Get Ready With Me London type one, and it's like one of my most watched videos, and I loved creating it and editing it, and it was the first time I kind of pushed myself to do something a little bit different back in the day. Now it just looks like a standard Get Ready With Me, but back in the day that was a huge jump in my content, and I really loved like making that video, so I would say that is definitely one of my favorites. But there are like travel vlogs that I love, like my Miami vlogs and things like that. The Miami vlog is honestly one of my favourite vlogs ever. I'll link that in the info box. I'll link both of those. But yeah, I think those are some of my favourites. It's hard to tell. I've created like, I think it's over 500 videos now, so it's really hard to remember all of them. If your life was made into a movie, which actress would you like to be cast as you? And bonus question, who should play Alex? Okay, so I would like Natalie Portman to play me. If we're going for, are we going for someone older or like younger? Like who plays the whole of, do I have to pick like people that play me in stages throughout my life? So like really young, a really young person, and then I don't know. Oh, because if we're doing that, then Millie Bobby Brown and then Natalie Portman, because they basically are the same person. And then I think Drew Barrymore should obviously play Alex. I know that lots of people would have liked for me to have picked like Emma Watson or Lily Collins, but I'm obsessed with Natalie Portman. I love her. I like this question. What type of guy are you looking for on your new dating quest? What qualities would get your attention and what ones would be a deal breaker? So me and my friends actually have this list already. Me and Alex and Stevie all sat a few weeks back and made up a list of like things that they have to be or like want or something like that. They have to like Nando's. It was like #1, and they can't order plain or plainish. That's gonna have to be a deal breaker, I think. They need to like going to the gym or understand that I like going to the gym, at the very least. Now, what was on my list of like boyfriend criteria? I'm filming a video and I can't remember. I feel like there's so many things that I could say that I would get like totally judged for saying. At the end of the day, there are obviously like personal qualities that are gonna be the deal breaker at the end of the day. If I like someone, then it doesn't really matter whether someone bloody likes Nando's. I'll force them to like Nando's. So I'm looking for someone who is quite independent, who is funny, who can take the piss out of me. What was it we called it the other day? Flanter. Yeah, that's what, there needs to be some of that. So basically I just want someone that I can have a really good time with, but that I can still be like quite independent from. That's basically it. That's it. Have you ever considered moving to London? How do you think that would compare with your Brighton lifestyle? Okay, I get asked this all the time, especially now that I am single. People are like, when are you going to move to London? And the answer to that is that I'm not. So London and me just don't gel. I just think that it's somewhere that you go and you spend your working day there, but it's not somewhere that I would necessarily want to live. I really like Brighton. I absolutely love it here. I love obviously the familiarity because I've been here for a whole 26 years. I love where I live right now, and when I buy somewhere to live, I obviously would not like to pay for somewhere at a London price tag. Also, all of my family are here. I love being by the sea. I'm a massive claustrophobe. So to sum up how it would compare with my Brighton lifestyle, I wouldn't have a London lifestyle because I'd be broke AF and I wouldn't be able to afford to live there, really. And it would be sad times. I would be poor and alone, unable to actually go out and do anything or see anyone. So that is how it would compare. I like my life here. I like it a lot. Favourite tattoo and piercing you've had? Okay. I think my favourite tattoo has to be the anchors on my ankles. I just have always loved them. They're my favourites. They just still look pretty good for the fact that they are 6 years old now, I want to say. I just really enjoy them. And my favourite piercings are the triple helix that I've got up here, even though they hurt so much to have done. It was so painful having them done all at once. When you have them done all at once, they take way longer to heal, so it took about 3 years for them to heal, which was not ideal. Well, actually, maybe my nose piercing is my fave. I do love my nose piercing. What are the most daunting and the most incredible things / realizations after being on a breakup and actually being single? Would nice to have another gal's point of view. So this is gonna make me sound really, what's the word? Vapid, useless, independent. The most daunting part of being single for me was bloody learning how to use my boiler, because I still have no idea how my heating works in my house. It's been explained to me so many times and I just don't really understand. And that was something that when I came back from Miami and I was alone, I was like, my house is so cold and I don't know how to work the heating, and I just put like 3 jumpers on and dealt with it. When I told my dad I was doing that, he just was like having one of those moments where he's like, you're so independent, you run a business and you don't know how your heating works. I have realised that I'm much more happy in my own company than I ever thought I would be. I've never lived on my own before, so it's just been really nice having my own space, and I feel like it's a really nice thing to do if you have the opportunity, because I know not everyone has that luxury to be able to live alone. Spending some time with yourself and being content and learning to be content and by yourself is one of the most amazing feelings, and I feel like you just learn about yourself more when you're alone with you. Does that make any sense? I don't know if it does. The next question is, what is your favourite memory? I have a lot of favourite memories, but one of the kind of recurring ones that I think of when I think of my childhood, there's like an old manor pub like in the area that I grew up in, and my grandparents, my aunts and uncles and my mum and my dad all used to go down there like quite regularly, especially in the summer if it was like Easter or someone's birthday. And my favourite memories as a child are of me just running around. They've got like a really beautiful like garden there. My favourite memories are just me running around there and my whole family being there, and there are like pictures of me when I was a kid just running around in the gardens there, and I remember it so vividly, and it is such a happy place for me. How do you pull yourself out of a rut? Currently in a job I hate, starting a new one I'm super excited about in a few months. Congrats. And it feels like everything from passion for other projects down to self-care and exercise motivation is taking a hit. So in these situations, because I am in these situations quite a lot, where I have no motivation for anything, my, philosophy, which has been passed on to me from my 2 previous bosses, one of them in particular, her name is Kim, she's a babe, I love her. She was one of my directors, and she'd sometimes send emails or just say the letters or the acronym JFDI, I think it's JFDI, and it means just fucking do it. And it's just the best thing when you're like putting something off, or like, because it would be like in regards to like admin tasks or like a job that you really just didn't want to start or get on with, and it's just a case of literally just start, just fucking do it, start, because once you've started, you're kind of, the ball's rolling and you end up doing it. And it's just one of those things where, you know, with the gym, even if I don't want to go, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna you know, put my coat on, just gonna put my gym kit on. It's essentially, I have a mixture of just fucking do it and breaking tasks down into chunks so that I'm not thinking about, oh, I've got to go to the gym and I've got to put my workout gear on and get my coat on and it's cold outside and I've got to like warm up my car, and I'm not thinking about all of those things as like a whole big chore. I just am like, okay, I'm gonna do this now. Now I'm gonna put my coat on, get my shoes on, and I break it down to the point where before I know it, I'm standing outside the gym and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna punch my code in, and then I'm there and I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna do treadmill, and then I never just do the treadmill, I always do so much else after. That kind of works for most things, and then once the ball kind of gets rolling and you're into it, you're generally like pretty good and you can kind of start things, but sometimes it's just we mentally block ourselves off from even starting something. But yeah, break things down, make it easier for yourself, and don't punish yourself for feeling demotivated. I think lots of people get demotivated and then kind of go, oh, well, this was such a fail of a day, and it was like people make themselves feel bad about having a naff day, or feeling like, even if it's a demotivated month, people make themselves feel bad about it, and it's fine. Like, you are not expected to be highly motivated and a really great like peppy person all the bloody time. I'm not. I really am not, but it's just one of those cases of get on with it, get the ball rolling, and you usually feel so much better just for having started. Okay, so this next question is, in your opinion, what is the most important thing in a relationship? Which I've kind of been over, like what I'm looking for in a relationship. But I would say the most important thing is obviously that you trust the person that you're with. But in addition to that, like just that you enjoy your day-to-day with them and that you see a future with them. Those are like really, really important things. And then the next question is, what was the biggest sign, if there was any, that led to a breakup? And I just want to clear this up now because I did have a lot of these questions, and there's been a lot of these questions on my video comments, but I'm not going to be answering questions specifically on my breakup, just because there are 2 people involved in that, and it's not really fair to discuss other people when they're not here to talk about it themselves, if that makes sense. Like, I hope you guys can understand that if you'd kind of broken up with someone and they were on YouTube talking about why the relationship didn't work out, you might be really upset about that. So it's not something that I'm gonna really be talking about. If you could be fluent in any other language, what would it be and why? It would be Spanish, because my great nana was Spanish. I think that would be a really nice way of honouring that part of the family. So yeah, that is the language that I would love to be able to speak. What would be your ideal 24 hours? Okay, I would get up and somehow magically the kettle would have put itself on for me. I would get up, make myself a cup of tea, maybe have some breakfast. I would go to the gym, go for a run, do a workout, come back, shower, and then I would drive to my mum and dad's house. I would see them, I would have a cup of tea there. Maybe my mum would make me a bacon sandwich or a nice salad for lunch. And then I would drive out of Brighton and I would go and see my friends Stevie and Alex and baby Edie, who is my goddaughter, and I would spend some time with them. We might eat like a Nutella pizza together or something like that. And then I would pop around the corner and see Lois and James and hang out with them and maybe watch some Friends and maybe have like a little snack with them, some tea, something like that. And then for dinner I would drive out to see Alex and we would go to Oaxaca and we would have some mojitos, and then I would stay over at hers, and that would be my perfect day. I'm very easy to please. I just want my favourite people in my life to be in my perfect day. What jobs did you do before YouTube? Did you go to uni? What A-levels did you take and why? I've got a whole video on this. I've been doing YouTube a long time, can you tell? Yeah, I've got a university type video, which I think, let me know if you would like me to revisit that. I know that quite a few of you have seen it. Let me know if you would like me to revisit that video, because I feel like I could do an updated version on it and I would be a lot more sure of what I was saying. All of the answers to those questions are in that video, and it's worth watching because I don't look like that anymore, and it's funny to see like Suzie when she was what, like 22? Where do you get your style inspiration from? And also, why don't you do Fashion Week anymore? So my style inspiration basically just comes from, like, I look at what people in the street are wearing a lot. Like, I look at Instagram, but at the end of the day I'll like shop for myself. I scroll through the whole of Topshop and all my favorite websites like Topshop, Realization Par, ASOS, Zara, Whistles, like all of my favorite shops. I scroll through every item of clothing they have. I don't see something on someone and then buy it. I like do a whole, like, I'll shop when I want to shop. And I look at different things that I like. I always open them in a new tab. I see what they're like. I see if I could pair them with anything else in my wardrobe, or if there's anything else that I'm seeing online that would work well with it. And then that's basically how I buy it. And I think I learn about styling from Instagram, but I don't get style inspiration from it, if that makes sense. I do fashion week. I haven't done the past couple of seasons, and that's just basically been because in September I just got Rory and I was prioritizing her a lot. I did one show and then that was it. And then this season I just wasn't feeling it, which is totally understandable. I've just come back from Miami. I needed to really focus on me and my personal life. But it's not essential to me that I do absolutely everything and anything every single season without fail. There's always going to be another fashion week, so I'm happy to skip them every so often. I have done in the past as well. What's your filming setup? Specifically interested in the lighting. Love the look of your videos. Okay guys, I had to break this to you. People always ask me what lights I'm using. I ain't using lights right now. Even when I'm doing like my proper like sit down videos where I film on that bit of the bed here, I'm lit by a wall of windows. So I'm all natural lighting right now, huh? But I used to use a ring light and then a softbox light. Where else would you like to travel? Are you looking forward to dating? Okay, so this year I am 100% going to Dubai. I've got a friend whose family live out there and we want to go visit and just have like a really nice time out there. It was going to be this month, but it might be, it could still be this month, I don't know. We're kind of like seeing how it goes, but if not, it'll be later in the year, I think. I also really want to go to New York, LA. I'm really looking forward to traveling a lot this year. I've got a lot of places on my bucket list. I've already got like 2019's bucket list of, not bucket list, but like list of places I'd like to go that year going. So yeah, we will see. And am I looking forward to dating? I think I would say that I am currently enjoying dating. How do you pick tattoos? Are you spontaneous or do you design and think about them for ages? I used to design and think about them for ages. It was partly my dad's influence when I was younger. He was like, wait 6 months after you've designed each one to make sure you like it. Because I think when you are younger, like I'd say under 21, some ideas I came up with were stupid. And since 21 I've never really regretted a tattoo, so yeah, I'm kind of gonna stick by that statement. I know I'm probably gonna get a load of shit for that, but yeah, I think the attitude was never like don't get it, but was like, okay, take your time and think about it, sleep on it for like 6 months. But at the moment I just get a load on the fly and I love it. I just really like small simple tattoos, so if it's a bigger piece I will think about it for so long before I get it, but with smaller pieces I don't really worry so much about them, and they're more like fun and like a reflection of my personality or my basic bitchness, as me and Alex would say. So yeah, that's kind of how things work. I'm a little bit of an in-between. It depends on what the tattoo is. How do you maintain your healthy relationships with friends that live far away? I have a few friends that live far away. It's really difficult if it's across countries. So difficult, requires a lot of work, and sometimes there's a lot of guilt in it if you haven't spoken in ages, and it can become a bit awkward. But for the most part, like across the same country, fairly easy. Like I have friends that, like Kate lives in Scotland and Alex lives like a couple of hours from me, and those relationships are super easy to maintain because we always end up seeing each other. And I just think that if you love someone, you will make time to go and see them, especially if it's like, you know, a flight to Glasgow, which is like barely anything, or driving a couple of hours, which is like nothing. It's like you can still make time to see each other. And like Alex and I don't see each other every single week without fail, but we speak every single day, and Kate and I are pretty much the same as well. We speak every single day. So yeah, WhatsApp is a dream for keeping up like long distance relationships. And that is where I'm gonna leave things today. I feel like I've talked for ages. My throat is so sore now. I think there's like an hour of footage. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit poorly and my sore throat's just like come back with a vengeance. But yeah, I need to go and get ready now because I have a date tonight. And my hair looks like poo. So yeah, that is it from me today. I hope you have all had a lovely day, and I will see you guys again in my next video. Bye.